This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. In the 2018 election, Native American communities across the country reported incidents of voter suppression, including in Wyoming. Now the Wyoming Democratic Party has requested an investigation concerning 2 incidents. Wyoming Public Radio's Melody Edwards has more.
Wyoming Democratic Party Chairman Joe Barbuto alleges that in the first incident, several Native voters attempted early registration at a county clerk's office off the reservation, but met resistance.
The person manning the desk there had indicated to them they needed to go back to wherever their home precinct was or their home community. This person was discouraging them from registering there in the county clerk's office.
The second incident at a polling station on the reservation allegedly involved a poll worker who required Native voters to read aloud an oath.
Asking a person to read something aloud is the same thing as a literacy test, and our laws say that you cannot require a literacy test for somebody to be able to vote.
Will Deneen at the Secretary of State's office responded it's unlikely the poll worker required it read aloud.
What I think might be described in there is actually an effort by the county clerk's office and staff or poll workers to assist a voter in being able to understand and attest to that oath.
Deneen said this is also the first his office has heard about the allegations and that they should have been submitted to them closer to the time of the events. But the Democrats insisted they submitted those complaints when they happened. The Wind River Native Advocacy Center worked to turn out Native voters in the last election. Director Skylar Dixie says this is the first he's heard of incidents in which voters were required to read an oath.
If there was an intentional in some way, that's cause for racial discrimination. And I ain't saying it might have been, but I ain't saying it was. Because, there's people that mess up every once in a while, and not everybody's perfect.
Dixie says his organization has encouraged the state of Wyoming to train poll workers more about how to ensure free and fair elections. For National Native News, I'm Melody Edwards.
Tribal leaders urged Interior Secretary David Bernhardt to protect Chaco Canyon, explaining its significance to them as the secretary toured the site in New Mexico Tuesday. Senator Martin Heinrich invited the secretary to see the area firsthand. Tribes and Democratic U.S. lawmakers, including Heinrich, are seeking to protect lands around Chaco Canyon from development. The Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe in South Dakota has declared a state of emergency as spring storms destroy infrastructure on the reservation. Flooding has closed roads and damaged bridges. 2 Bureau of Indian Affairs roads were closed Tuesday after a portion of one was washed away, and the other shifted, causing unsafe driving conditions. The tribe has also been monitoring areas impacted by flooding of the Cheyenne River, which is rising due to snowmelt and recent storms. Flooding has hit the tribe hard this year. Leaders declared an emergency in March after record flooding and evacuations on the reservation. The Gila River Indian community in Arizona celebrated Tuesday's U.S. Supreme Court decision denying the petition in Carter v. Sweeney. The tribe says the decision helps protect the Indian Child Welfare Act. The case involves a challenge to ICWA and foster adoption proceedings in Arizona. The High Court Tuesday also denied some other cases involving Indian country, but many are waiting for the outcome in the case Carpenter v. Murphy, involving reservation boundaries in Oklahoma. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Koahnic Broadcast Corporation, with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Support by AARP. AARP creates and connects people to unique tools and programs, helps conserve personal resources, and tackles issues that matter most to individuals, families, and communities. More at aarp.org. Support by BNSF Railway Company. BNSF honors the commitment of Armed Forces members and is a top employer for U.S. military veterans, hiring over 9,000 veterans since 2005. More at jobs.bnsf.com.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.